Good evening. This is CTV News for Friday, February 15th. I'm Patricia Vallone. Thank you for joining us tonight. Well, in the wake of the Sandy Hook tragedy in Newtown, Connecticut, and the recent murder-suicide at the University of Maryland, federal and state officials are paying more attention to mental health issues. According to the National Alliance on Mental Illness, more than 300,000 Marylanders have a serious mental illness, such as schizophrenia or bipolar disorder. But advocates and family members of the individuals coping with such an illness say their communities should not be stigmatized. James Jones Sr. speaks on the issue as president of the Prince George's Alliance on Mental Illness and as a parent.
We will use this as an opportunity to get more people educated about what the situation is and get more funding. We'll continue our support for families. The violence among mentally ill population is no different from the regular population. So we are hoping that it does not stigmatize our people.
One of the things I will point to around the conversation that needs to be elevated is discussing the issue of transition age youth. Transition age youth are those individuals who are age 16 to 24, and they've transitioned out of the children's mental health system, but have not yet entered or gained access or been connected to services as a part of the adult system, if you would. And if you look at many of the tragedies that we have witnessed over the past few years, I would almost say that to a T, those individuals fit within that age category. And
meantime, health officials at the University of Maryland are hoping to secure major funding that will enable the center to offer better mental health services to students. According to the campus newspaper, the Diamondback, there's not enough staff to meet the immediate needs of those seeking help. CTV's MIKEA Turner is standing by in College Park with the details.
Well, earlier this week, a student suffering from schizophrenia shot one of his roommates, wounded the other, and then turned the gun on himself. Today, health officials on campus are reaching out to the university and the state for an additional $500,000 that will enable them to better provide mental and emotional services to students. So you were telling me a friend that needed some of these services. Describe their experience for me.
As far as I know, this happened to her like in November, and she was trying to get in touch with the health services in school, and she tried a couple of times, but it took them a while to give her an appointment, and I think she got it this January 3rd. And I think the school needs to kind of get more health officials because I believe there's only a limited number of them, and this is fairly a huge campus. So if they're giving us health insurance, I think they should also see how many people they can assist with that.
I think it's extremely important for the school to keep up with demand for students, especially with the last week, not only with the murder-suicide, we also have had a large string of robberies in the area, and with some on campus as well as off campus. And I think a lot of students need to have that reassurance that the university is there for them.
I think it's fundamentally important because it's just basic well-being of students who might have, an issue, or in the case of the shooting here, the person has schizophrenia. But that's just something that can happen with anybody here. There's so many people here. We got to make sure everybody's at homeostasis in terms of medication, things like that, so we can all be good, productive students.
The University of Maryland's president says that mental health services remain a high priority here on campus. But still, there's no word yet on whether or not health officials will get the money they need. In College Park, I'm MIKEA Turner, CTV News.
Meanwhile, the university's health center is pushing for a student fee increase that would help pay for an additional psychiatric nurse on staff. Well, officials from Metro make leaders in Prince George's an offer they may not want to refuse. The county is trying to lure the Federal Bureau of Investigation to the area as the agency looks to relocate its headquarters out of Washington, D.C. This week, Metro officials proposed a deal that could help make Prince George's more attractive. The transit agency is offering to transfer development rights to land that it owns in Greenbelt to the county to give officials flexibility to make a bid for the move. A deal County Executive Rashawn Baker says he would consider.
It would be big for us in the county, not just bringing the number of jobs with the FBI here in Prince George's County, but symbolically what it says about our growth in this Washington region. We think we have great places that should be able to entice the FBI to look at and take a strong look at Prince George's County. Certainly Greenbelt and other areas in the county we think could make a great site for them. But if you look at the number of people who work for the federal government that actually live here in Prince George's County and the number and the limited amount of lease space from the federal government and county, we think it's time for us to get a place out here.
And officials in Virginia have also expressed interest in making a bid for the FBI relocation. Well, a suspect has been arrested in connection with a burglary in Fort Washington that left a second suspect dead. Police say 23-year-old Brian Whitaker of the district admitted to his involvement in the February 12th burglary. Whitaker is charged with first-degree breaking and entering and related charges. The homeowner, an off-duty Alexandria Sheriff's deputy, arrived at his home in the 8400 block of Rosemary Drive to find it broken into. He was allegedly confronted by 20-year-old John Pocknet of Indian Head, who he shot and killed. A stolen handgun was recovered at the scene. Well, overnight, thieves went on a crime spree in Suitland. Prince George's police are investigating 3 incidents of stolen property from 3 vehicles. One theft took place at a Shell gas station in the 4500 block of Suitland Road. The other took vehicles were stolen from a BP station in the 4800 block of Silver Hill Road and the 5800 block of Allentown Road. Investigators believe the incidents are connected.